Hello, my Libra Kings, my Kings of Swords. This is going to be a love message for you guys, a love and life message just for my brothers. I'm sorry I haven't done one for you guys in a while. It's mid-July 2022. I feel as though based on what I'm seeing here for you guys, this will probably be your energy for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Although I do have some swords here, so things may accelerate a little bit more quickly. It's good for any placement of Libra in your tropical chart, by the way. If you're new, welcome to Soma Chandra Libra. Subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I read for you. I read for Libra here about every 4 or 5 days. I also read for Sagittarius. I also read for you on my other channel called Soma Chandra Tarot. If you're looking for readings for all 12 zodiac signs, subscribe to that channel as well. Link to my website for private one-on-one readings is also down in the description below. All right, let's begin. You guys, how are you, my brothers? I really liked this reading for you. I get the sense that if this resonates for you, you might be considering taking a relationship kind of out of the 5th house and maybe into the 7th house. 5th house is about flings and love affairs. It is about romance, but there's a lot of speculation surrounding the 5th house, which is a fun house of pleasure and play. Things look like they might be getting a little bit more serious between yourself and someone, maybe moving them into your house, which is the 7th house. And I don't think it was an accident that I said that. I have the 4 of Wands here twice. So there's like a foundation here in this relationship between yourself and someone else. And if you build upon that relationship, it will become a 7th house relationship, which is, about long-term partners. It's not the 11th house. It's not the 5th house. It's, I think might be getting kind of serious between yourself and someone else. I was called to use the I Am Everything deck, which is this really supportive deck. I really like this deck a lot, and I haven't used it in a while. Your guides wanted me to use this one for you. I am love. I am happy. Your challenge or catalyst to move forward is I am open. So I am love. I may not have always made the right choices, but I did my best. I have so much love to give, and everyone around me can feel it. I should say so. You are the sun right now. I'm given a clean slate every single day to be the best version of me that I can be. I am forgiven. I am love. I think it might have taken you a while to get here. Some of you feel like you have not always made the right choices in the past. Who has? Who hasn't felt that way? But you did do your best. And right now you have a lot of love to give. And I think that other people can feel your love if you open up and express it to those you care about, to those you want to give it to. I can see here that some of you feel like you have been given a clean slate. The star is here. That's a freedom and a renewal. Judgment's here. Spirit's trying to remind you of that. Hey, we've given you a clean slate. We've forgiven you. Forgive yourself. You are love. You are love, you guys. We are love. Love is something that exists within us, and it is all around us. But right now, you are love. Also, I am happy. I take control of my happiness. When my happiness depends on others' actions, I'm at the mercy of things I cannot control. Instead, I choose to cultivate consistent happiness by focusing on things I love about myself. I am happy. We need to put that on a t-shirt. We need to put this in a magic potion and bottle it and sell it to everyone, right? Because this is the thing. I think that you have also decided to really take control of your own happiness. Your happiness is your personal responsibility. You know that you can't control other people, and you're at the mercy of those people when they don't give you what you need. I think you guys have figured out the secret to like a personal success or a personal peace and happiness. And you're choosing to focus on things that make you feel good and make you feel good about yourself, and you're happy, turning away from what doesn't make you happy, turning towards happiness and love. The trick moving forward, I think, for relationship, and it is a relationship. I have a King and Queen of Swords here. I also have a Queen of Wands. So I don't know if there's a third party here, or maybe there's a concern about a feminine and her reaction. The trick now is continuing to work on openness and vulnerability. You need to be reminded that vulnerability is a strength. It's not a weakness. And if you're open, you're going to attract those or anything to you that benefits your highest good. It's important to lean into your feelings and honor your truth. You are holding the sword of discernment at all times. Libra holds the sword. You're the sword and the rose. So I think you're being asked to honor your truth, but also be vulnerable about your feelings. When I communicate my feelings in a loving way, I'm speaking my truth. I am open. So needing to communicate your feelings in a loving way with I am love. I think you're being asked to communicate more about feelings. Yeah, we all need to do that. 4 cards came out of the Romance Angel Oracle deck. I let the angels and oracles that govern love and relationships speak to us. Flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. I am open. Yes, I am open. Give your relationship a chance. Work on the partnership. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. For some of you, again, because the 4 of Wands is here, you're getting out of a honeymoon phase of a relationship, and now there's this foundation here that you could build upon with someone. Also, some of you may take a trip. You may recently have taken a vacation. I do think it maybe has been the honeymoon phase, which is usually about the first year of a relationship, maybe 2. Some of you are thinking about getting engaged, quite literally, or just engagement, just, if that word's scary, your love life is ascending to a higher level, but there is some work to be done here with work on the partnership and have conversations. So working on communication, becoming vulnerable with each other. I also think that you're being asked to extend a lighthearted energy through conversation about emotions. This might be the gateway in. You guys may be very flirty with each other, but it's time to, I think it's time to take it up a notch. Yeah, these heart-to-heart conversations about taking it up a notch, because it's been just the honeymoon phase. Yeah. So a simple spread. Oh, sorry, I'm knocking things over. 2 of Cups. Here's a heart-to-heart conversation and the Star. A hope, a freedom, a renewal. I feel as though this is a wish being granted, because the Star is Aquarius, but I'm feeling a lot of, if you yield to something, a wish will be granted for you. Recent past, the Sun, the 8 of Pentacles, and Judgment. Some of you have Leo in your chart, because I have the Sun and Strength. So again, a lot of 5th house. 5th house is a fun house. Pleasure, play, expression, group expression, individual expression, children, art, drama, love affairs. It's happy. But it's also a house of speculation. And I think that the universe is speculating about where a relationship between yourself and another person might be going. You seem very happy right now. The naked baby running through the field. Whole new lease on life, like the sun is smiling upon you and this is shining out of you. I think there's a lot of clarity right now. I think you recently have been kind of nose to the grindstone. I think you felt like there was work that had to be done and you were very focused on it. Some of you work outdoors, work with your hands, or you just focus on details. Very recently, you might have been hit with a moment. It might have happened for you midday. Like, I'm so happy here. This is whistling while you work. Very focused. Some of you are working on something and perfecting it to a level of mastery. Spirit sees you doing, and I think you're getting good. And I feel like you're having this kind of epiphany here with Judgment. Suddenly at some kind of a crossroads, you feel like you have a judgment call to make. You have felt that way. You're hearing an inner calling. I always call Judgment the divine. It's not my saying. I heard another reader say it once a couple years ago, and I really liked it. This is like the divine whistleblower. Like, hey, wake up. Wake up to your own inner calling. Your soul is like recently woke up. I also think that you were perfectly fine on your own. So you were doing something that made you happy. I think you cultivated your own happiness by just focusing on what you were doing a lot. I just heard, I only do what makes me happy. Same. I only do what makes me happy too. I'm hoping that makes me live longer. That's good. And you're hearing this inner judgment call. That was recently. Well, it's really given you pause. I did clarify this row. I was like, we don't need to clarify this. Who cares? This is good. This is good. You know, the sun and this sort of awakening happening here for you. Current energy, guys, is the Four of Cups, Strength, and the Eight of Swords. Oh, you're doing that Libra thing. You're overthinking it a little bit. Well, it's a human thing. Four of Cups. What do I want here? What do I really want? A little bit of a general malaise. You're thinking about something. Yeah, really thinking about it here, feeling about it. Strength, you feel as though you've had to be strong. Some of you have held back to a degree. I think it took you a long time to get to here. I have a clean slate. Yes, you do. You have a clean slate. And I've become the best version of myself. I've had to forgive myself. I definitely don't want to make any shit choices moving forward. I have strength of character. I also see, you know, sometimes we see the Empress opening the lion's mouth, trying to get it to talk. And other times she's closing the lion's mouth. In this deck, she's closing it. You seem to be closing your mouth a bit. It's taken you a long time to get here. Some of you it hasn't taken a long time, but some of you it has. And there's these heart-to-heart conversations about working on the partnership. I think you've got flirting down pat. If not, Spirit's saying, hey, lighten up, because the King of Swords is here. King and Queen of Swords is here. But there has been a strength and someone holding back. Leo could have possibly been involved. You're holding back here. And then the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. This is not solution focused. You seem to be worried about something and trapped in your head. And anytime you think about these certain things, Libra masculines, you suddenly feel like a prisoner in your mind. That's not fun, because the sun is fun. I was like, what's the Four of Cups? What's he sort of meh about? And clarifying it, I have the Four of Cups again, double Four of Cups, the Tower, and the King of Cups. Let him out. Let out the King of Cups. Some of you have Scorpio in your chart. Oh, I'm so sorry. If you have Scorpio in a close planet, a lot of things in your life are you're just going to experience things in a very dramatic way. You will feel that deep within. Like love is dramatic, emotion is dramatic. A sudden shift and letting the King of Cups out is dramatic. He is emotional. He likes to connect to his heart through his body, wears his heart on his sleeve. He can be taken advantage of and he can get his heart broken as well. I don't know how water signs do it. It's difficult. My moon's in Cancer. So if you have like a water moon, Scorpio, Cancer, yeah, it's a lot. And this idea of, I'm kind of hearing, oh shit, I think I'm falling in love, or I think I'm ready for this. If you've been through something difficult in the past, sometimes you're either the fool and you just keep doing stupid shit over and over again, but eventually one of the things that can happen is the pendulum can swing the other way and we turn into Strength and the King of Swords, and Strength and the King of Swords is on the table, which is like, hell no. I mean, I'm all about being love, but I control my happiness, and I'll be goddamned if I'm going to be at the mercy of anybody else. So it's like, but he's in here. I'm always saying the King and Queen of Swords have a heart. We have a King and Queen of Cups living inside us, but you have got to get past that sword. You've got to tickle our intellect. You have to have this erudite, fact-based side, a nerdy side, a smart side. Libras like smart. And we do have sometimes a cold and detached side, despite being otherwise very charming. Well, here's the love underneath. And I can see that you are worried about it. Also, somebody might have had something go down with a water sign, and that's on your heart and mind, because these different kings and queens could be different people, of course. Eight of Swords. What are we trapped in our head about? We're trapped in our head about a woman. Oh, God. I'm sorry. We're tiresome creatures. Not all of you are. Some of you like men too. So queens create, kings sustain. You know, if it's same sex, let go of the gender on the card. You know, you could be a queen or king energy. So what we are worried about or stuck in our head about, 5 of Swords, Queen of Wands, 5 of Wands. Okay. Yeah. So this can be, I can interpret this one of two ways. First of all, I mean, I've got King and Queen of Swords down here with the 4 of Wands. So this is the couple. This is you and the person. So this could be you might be worried about some other chick that's a pain in the ass, that's jealous and won't leave you alone. This woman may have a jealous streak and a shadow side that comes out. She may have said something to you. She may have a feisty side, a little bit of a jealous side. She may also have a bit of an attention-seeking side, and that makes you mad. Like, where are you going in that red dress? Because you're not wearing that for me on Wednesday night. What the hell? Do I have competition? It's all in your head, possibly. I mean, you might need to talk to her about it. It's also possible that you are just worried that you have competition. You may be worried that she's a little too independent. And that, like, if she hasn't shown you the cup and she's just showing you her Queen of Swords and her fiery, badass, independent Queen of Wands, this may be stressing you out. I'm sensing that you guys just need to communicate a little bit better. And if there is anyone else in this scenario on your end or her end that you feel is interfering with the relationship, don't ignore that and be passive aggressive and snarky about it. Open up and talk about it, you know, because this is not the path to love. That's the path to objectifying each other and no longer caring about feelings. We could have a female friend in the mix that's interfering in the relationship in some way. Yeah, get all that bullshit out of the way so that you don't feel like this. What is the solution to that? You guys are strategists, good at solution, good at strategy. That is Libra, and you're very diplomatic. So I have every confidence in you that you can discuss this with this person. Near future, we've got the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the 4 of Wands. Yeah. And this is why I think it could be going into the 7th house now. Maybe before it was an 11th house thing where you guys were friends and you had a lot in common and shared a lot of ideals and similar interests. I do think it has been a 5th house relationship. Fun, a fling, romance, but the speculation has built and now it's, can there be a vulnerability between us? What can we do to work further on the partnership? Because it's going there. Here's an invite to have stability, spend time together, really build on this foundation, right? And with this King and Queen of Swords, well, you're both very smart. You could be dealing with another air sign. You're both very smart here. And I think that you can see eye to eye. But if you want this to go somewhere, you might need to open up. They're not showing their feelings here. In this deck, they both look a little bit like they have a chip on their shoulder, or maybe they've been through some shit. I just heard someone say, so Chandra, you don't even know. You don't even know. I do not lead with the cup. I lead with the sword. All right. I like your sword. It's a nice sword, but he's not smiling. He wants to be smart and he wants to protect himself. I also see like a solutionist and a strategist here. Trying to figure out, you know, if this foundation can be built upon, talking about a foundation. For some of you, this isn't new love. For some of you, this is a relationship that's in somewhat of a transition. You may live together now. You might be a little angry or jealous if she's claiming some independence and leaving you, maybe. I have to stay open for that. These oracle messages might not apply to the situation. Some of you are thinking about or trying to figure out what to do with your home. If you are by any chance going through a divorce, let her go. Let her go here. And she's got to let you go too. That's a possibility. But on the King of Swords, I have the Seven of Pentacles thinking about the past. She looks a little preoccupied, a little lost in thought. You're going to be lost in thought, thinking about what to do here, what you're willing to invest in further, what you've invested in thus far. A little distracted and preoccupied. Four of Wands, here's the foundation, and the Nine of Swords. Now I see a child here and this Page of Cups here. Some of you, there is a kid involved. You may be nervous or worried about meeting the child, moving in with the child, meeting family. There is this, you're worried about the foundation of your home or your current relationship, or possibly Four of Wands. If you're not living together, and it has been a honeymoon phase and you're talking about taking it to the next level, there's the next level right there. That's ground level that can be built upon. Address your anxiety. Should I wait? Should I be patient? There is a need to be patient. Get in touch with what you're worried about so that you can do something constructive with it. There is a fear here. And this Queen of Swords, I'm like, all right, what's she hiding behind her big, beautiful sword? When this dropped out, I was like, oh, look at your big, beautiful swords. Yes, we have such respect for you, air signs. The formidableness of the sword of truth. So what's behind her sword? Temperance, the Magician, and the Page of Cups. Well, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's feeling a little vulnerable, and she's also a little passive aggressive. I'm like, okay, I know her. I think I'm her at least once a week. Sagittarius energy here. She may think that you're aloof with her. Look at her. She's like, why are you ignoring me? Aren't you going to open up? And Temperance is like, I mean, what you see is what you get with me here. Don't mess up my balance. If she is Temperance, she is trying to be calm, cool, and collected. Probably needs to show her feelings a little bit more. Sagittarius and Temperance can come off as a little aloof, but she is trying to determine the purpose and be calm. But I also get the sense that she's not going to show you her mushy feelings, but she is calculated and she knows what she's doing. Page of Cups, she wants to open up. She wants to open up. She may ask a child to be an ambassador of some kind for her. I sense off of this feminine a need to allow herself to be vulnerable. She wants to be. But this is her calculated plan. I think she wants you to open up to her. Yeah. I think that she does, because this is about the foundation of the relationship. I see this relationship, if this is resonating for you, look, this whole Five of Swords, Queen of Wands thing, and someone over here freaking the hell out about love, that's normal everyday stuff. You guys can talk this out and work it out. I also see here with the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, there may be discussions about money. I'm feeling a lot of 8th house off of this. Like, that's the house of sex, death, and taxes, like wills, estates, legacies. You guys may be talking about that, worried about money and finances. You may be thinking about it. Sometimes this is the I'm looking myself in the mirror card, or talking about this stuff, whether you share finances and resources or not. Seven of Pentacles being here is sometimes a card of retirement as well. You're thinking about that, talking about that. The Star is here and the Sun. This is going in a good direction. Things are going in a good direction. Yeah, look. The Devil and the Queen of Cups. Okay, The feminine might have really worked hard to recover from being a lot of a dumpster fire. She might have had a drinking problem. She might have been codependent. She might have been depressed. She might have thought she was going to die if she was single for the rest of her life. Low-key obsessed, issues, problems. This could be someone else wanting something here with you. But I think I'm seeing the feminine's evolution here towards her own freedom and wanting to open up. I feel like this might be someone else, though, from the past that still lingers. You stay focused on your freedom. Yeah. I think I'm going to do an extended about the feminine. I'm just, because I'm seeing feminine here. If you would like insight into the feminine energy, the link to that will be at the top of the description below. But what's happening for you guys now is deciding if you can open up and maybe move past a honeymoon phase, because you really do deserve it. I feel like you guys are being given, with the I am happy card, you know, and the I am love card, that you're being given this clean slate that you've probably worked really hard to get. It's about forgiving yourself, believing that you deserve love, and opening up to this best version of yourself with the sun. I give you high marks for strength of character and not wanting to do anything stupid. But yeah, definitely address like the Tower and the King of Cups, like something massively shifting inside of you and opening your heart. It might be really time to take the relationship to the next level. So that's the near future. Needing to open up and discuss it. If you would like insight into this person, the link to that reading will be at the top of the description below. But that's mid-July, moving into, I think, the end of August. All right, my Kings of Swords, my Knights of Swords. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Libra. Take care. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.